rain doesn't always fall in Wales. Sometimes it lingers in the air like a hymn. It clings to skin, soft as breath, carrying with it the scent of moss and sea salt and centuries of untold stories. The hills do not shout here. They hum, steady and green, as if every blade of grass has rehearsed the same lullaby for generations. You'll find silence in Wales, not absence but presence, a silence that watches you gently, like the eyes of an old poet in a pub who knows more than he says. Sheep move like clouds across the fields. Stone cottages lean into the wind. The sky, ever shifting, performs with unrepentant drama, now velvet gray, now bursting gold, now a deep and endless blue. This land has rhythm, not in music, but in memory. Here, the past is not buried. It stands, in castles worn by time, in chapels half swallowed by ivy, in the names of towns that still carry the lilt of the old tongue. Welcome to Wales, a country stitched into the western edge of Britain, where every valley folds like a secret, and the sea holds its breath before it kisses the cliffs. This is a land of thresholds, between mountain and mist, myth and memory, a place where dragons still sleep in the cracks of old stones, and every ruin has a heartbeat. The capital, Cardiff, beats with a softer kind of bustle, not hurried, not hungry, but proud. From the waterfront at Cardiff Bay to the towers of its namesake castle, it carries the weight of modern Wales, an echo of the industrial past and a promise of what remains unshaken. If you come here, let your pace change. Wales is not for racing through. It's for leaning into, for long walks along ridgelines where the sky feels close enough to taste, for hands on cold castle walls and laughter in small coastal towns that smell of fish and fresh bread. The language, Cymric, is still spoken here, curled with consonants and soft with song. Learn a few words if you can. Diolch for thank you, Creso for welcome. They go farther than you think. You'll find stories in every bite. Warm Welsh cakes dusted in sugar. Laver bread, strange and salty, called the kind of stew that holds you through a storm. If you're traveling by train, the routes along the coast or into Snowdonia are poetry in motion, windows framing waterfalls and sheep-dotted hills like slow-turning pages. Cash is still kind in small towns. A polite nod is currency too. Tipping isn't expected, but gratitude always is. Wales dresses in layers, and so should you. Rain can surprise you here, falling sideways from a sunlit sky, disappearing as quickly as it came. There's beauty in that unpredictability, like the country is always writing and rewriting its mood. Be mindful of the mountains. They are generous, but not forgiving. Weather shifts swiftly. Paths grow slippery. Let humility guide your hikes. And yet, for all its quiet, Wales is teeth. It bites with wind at the cliffs of Pembrokeshire, with waves at Rhossili that drag surfers into their pulse. With the stubborn pride of its people, poets, rebels, singers, miners. Their history is not passive. It is sung, shouted, scarred into the land. And oh, the castles, more per square mile than anywhere else in the world. Not polished relics, but ruins with soul, leaning, breathing, whispering. Let your camera rest sometimes. Let your memory do the framing. If you come in spring, daffodils will greet you like flags of light. In autumn, bracken rusts into fire. In winter, frost turns the valleys to lace. And summer is a secret best discovered slowly, with bare feet and salt in your hair. There's magic here, but it doesn't announce itself. It hides in details. A chapel door left ajar, a path not on the map, a local who tells you where to find a waterfall without a name. Be respectful. This isn't a land to conquer. It's one to be invited into. And if you're lucky, Wales will do what it does best. It won't just show you its landscapes. It'll let you feel them. Deeply, quietly, lastingly. You'll leave, but the mist will remember. And so begins the journey. Cardiff doesn't raise its voice. It welcomes you with a nod, a rhythm in its steps, a pause between rain and radiance. The capital of Wales is not one to shout for attention, but if you listen, really listen, it speaks volumes in brick and breath and tide. At the heart of the city stands Cardiff Castle, stone and story intertwined, Roman walls wrapped around Victorian dreams. A peacock sometimes struts across the lawn, as if guarding centuries of whispered truths. Butte Park unfurls behind it, a patchwork of quiet greens and lazy river bends where joggers pass willow trees, and lovers leave footprints in dew. There's a sense of balance here, between old and new, movement and stillness. And down at the bay, the city stretches toward the sea. The sunhead gleams with modern glass, while the red brick pierhead building stands like a time traveler beside it. The Millennium Center curves like poetry, its copper shell inscribed with words that shimmer in sun or storm. If you come here, walk. Let the arcades guide you. Those cover Victorian corridors lined with cafes, record shops, tailors, and secondhand books that still smell like 1973. Stop for coffee where locals linger. Try a pasty or, better yet, Welsh rarebit. Cheese as memory, warm and sharp. Public buses hum reliably across town, but the feet do finer work. Cardiff rewards wanderers. English is spoken, of course, but keep your ears open. Welsh is alive here, proudly displayed on signs and lips alike. Don't be afraid to try it. A greeting in Cymric is always met with kindness. At night, the city hums with soft light. Pubs gather the day's stories. Music, folk, punk, jazz, spills from doorways like scent. There's no push, just pulse. This is not London, nor does it try to be. Cardiff holds its own tempo, a tempo shaped by coal and culture, stadium roars and quiet river walks. It is a city built not to impress, but to endure. And in that endurance, it becomes something more. Not a place you pass through, but one you grow into. Caerphilly does not whisper. It looms, a giant of stone and water, forged in the age of knights and ambition, still standing watch over a town that seems to breathe beneath its weight. The castle is vast, second only to Windsor in size, and yet there's grace in its bones. Its towers lean ever so slightly, not with weakness, but with the weariness of centuries. The moat reflects them like a mirror, unsure whether it's holding on to the present or the past. Geese glide across its waters. Children's laughter echoes off ancient walls. But listen more closely, and you might hear the clang of a drawbridge long gone, or the rustle of armor, or the hush of lovers hiding in the shadows of history. Caerphilly Castle was built for defense, a show of might in troubled times. You can feel that tension still, thick in the air like distant thunder, and yet it invites you in with surprising softness. If you come here, come early. The morning mist lingers on the surface of the water, turning the fortress into something spectral, almost dreaming. Walk its perimeter slowly. There's perspective in every angle. From the southern gatehouse to the ruined inner court, time bends in corners. Inside, exhibitions speak of sieges and succession, of noble houses and rebellion. But it's the silence between the plaques that leaves a mark. The way the wind moves through broken windows. The way ivy has learned the shape of old stones. Try the local cheese. Caerphilly is known for it. Crumbly and mild, a nod to the quieter flavors of life. The town itself is humble, unhurried. Grab a bite at a local bakery. Smile at a stranger. They'll likely smile back. No grand performance here. No flashing lights. Just substance. Thick, unmoving, true. And when you leave, look back one last time. Caerphilly doesn't chase after you, but it waits. It always waits. There is a quiet that lives in the Brecon Beacons, not emptiness, but a stillness, vast and ancient, like the mountains are holding their breath. Here, the land rolls and rises in slow, solemn waves. Peaks like pen-wide fans stretch skyward, wrapped in shifting mist that come and go as if testing your resolve. The wind doesn't howl, it sings. Low, patient, always moving. The ground is soft with moss and memory. Heather brushes against your boots. Sheep move like punctuation across the hills. Pause in the silence with gentle bleats. The light changes quickly here. Gold in the morning, steel gray by noon. One moment you're walking beneath sun-dappled leaves. The next, swallowed by cloud. But there's beauty in the not knowing. The beacons are honest that way. If you come here, come prepared, but come open. Weather is a companion, not a backdrop. Rain might arrive without warning. Paths might vanish beneath fog. But those who come with humility are always rewarded. With a sudden view that steals your breath, or the sound of water falling unseen through a gorge. Try the Taff Trail, or for something gentler, stroll beside the Monmouthshire and Brecon Canal, where narrow boats slip by like dreams. Pack layers and a flask of something warm. Mobile signal fades quickly. Let the outside world grow quiet. Villages at the park's edges, like Criccieth or Aberystwyth, offer comfort after the wild. Warm pubs with stone hearths. Bread that tastes of home. Locals who speak slowly and smile often. Respect the land. Stick to marked paths. Greet fellow walkers with a nod. It's the way of things here. And as you climb, remember, this place doesn't ask to be conquered, only noticed, only felt. Because in the beacons, the truest summit isn't a peak. It's a moment of stillness, a sky suddenly clear, and the realization that you found something ancient and it has found you too. Tenby is a watercolor made real. Pastel houses cling to the cliffside like candy-coated memories, their soft blues, pinks, and yellows rising above the sand with a kind of gentle pride. Below, the beaches stretch wide and golden, kissed by tides that come and go like whispered promises. The town curves of the coastline, sheltered by ancient walls once built to keep danger out. Now, they simply hold charm in place. Stroll through its narrow streets, and you'll hear seagulls overhead and the hush of footsteps on cobblestone, a tucked-away bookshop, a cafe with fogged-up windows, a bench overlooking the sea, where time seems to slow to a heartbeat. Harbor boats bob in rhythm with the water. Some have been here longer than memory. Others carry fresh faces, visitors drawn to the quiet pull of this Pembrokeshire gem. If you come here, give yourself to the tide. Wake early for the sunrise over Castle Hill. Let your feet sink into South Beach's cool morning sands. Try the ferry to Calais Island, where monks live by the rhythm of bells and bees, and lavender scents the air like a prayer. Fish and chips taste better with salt in your hair. And ice cream is not a treat, but a ritual. In summer, Tenby hums with gentle laughter and sun-warmed skin. In winter, it retreats into itself, a sleepy, wind-blown poem. Welsh and English live side by side here, like the sea and the shore, different but inseparable. A quiet dialogue goes a long way. Respect the peace. The town offers it freely. Let the tide guide your pace. Let the gulls write the soundtrack. Let the harbor lights, twinkling like lanterns of memory, lead you home. Because Tenby is not a destination. It is a feeling, and long after you've left, you'll find grains of it still clinging to your soul, soft, golden, and warm. The Gower is where Wales exhales, a land of wild curves and sea-soaked stillness. It feels untouched, as if the world forgot to rush it. Cliffs rise and fall like breath, and coves appear only when the tide remembers them. Grass gives way to golden sand, and sand gives way to sky. Walk far enough and you might forget what era you're in. Here, the wind knows your name. It weaves through the tall dune grasses, hums over limestone edges, and slips between sheep grazing on cliffs like they belong to the sea itself. Three Cliffs Bay appears like a secret, its jagged namesakes carved with the patience of water. Step carefully across the stepping stones of Pistyll, where the stream meets the ocean, and listen. Even silence has texture here. If you come here, don't bring plans. Bring time, bring boots, bring the willingness to be changed. The coast path is not a trail, it's a meditation. From Oxwich to Rhossili, it opens and folds like a dream in motion. Each bend offers something else. A tide pool, a kestrel in flight, the trace of a seal slipping beneath the surf. Villages like Mumbles and Llangollen offer warmth in the form of tea and weathered smiles. Stop for cockles or laver bread, a taste of the sea, earthy and strange. Let your tongue adjust. Respect the paths. Gower is not a place to conquer, but to walk alongside. Mind the tides. Take only memory. And when the sky turns the color of worn slate and the first stars blink alive, sit a while longer, because the Gower doesn't speak loudly. It doesn't chase your footsteps. It waits until your mind stills, and only then does it tell its truth. This isn't a place that changes the world. It's a place that reminds you. You don't always need to. Rhossili is where the sky falls into the sea. It opens wide, vast, unbroken, and wild. The kind of place that humbles you with its scale. That doesn't ask you to look, but insists. Because to stand on the headland and see the curve of Rhossili Bay unravel before you is to feel something deep and wordless stir. The beach stretches endlessly, framed by cliffs soft with grass and wind. In summer, it glows gold. In winter, it turns pewter. Always it moves. Always it listens. Worm's Head waits at the far end, jagged and coiled like a sleeping dragon. Reach it only when the tide allows. Cross the causeway quickly, but not carelessly. Once you're out there, it feels like the edge of something, of Wales, of the world, of time itself. Above, the air is alive with gulls and silence. Below, waves rolling with a rhythm older than any map. If you come here, come ready to walk. Paths rise and dip like stories in the land. The wind is strong, especially near the cliffs. Lean into it. Let it tug your thoughts clean. Parking is above the bay, and the descent is long, but worth it. Take water, take breath. Let your pace match the pulse of the place. Stop by St. Mary's Church on your way down, a quiet stone witness to centuries of sea and prayer. Or linger at the Worm's Head Hotel Terrace, where pints taste better when paired with ocean light. The village itself is sparse, just enough for what you need. This is not a place of distraction. It's a place of return. There's a reason this view is called one of the finest in Britain. But Rhossili doesn't need your praise. It needs your presence, your patience, your willingness to feel small beneath a sky that doesn't care who you are, only that you've come. And when you leave, boots full of sand, hair tangled with salt and wind, don't say goodbye too quickly, because Rhossili follows you, in the hush between breaths, in the stretch of an empty road, in the dream you wake from, wishing you were still standing, at the edge of all that blue. Aberystwyth sits between hill and sea, a town caught in the gentle tension, between permanence and tide. From Constitution Hill, the town curves like a quiet smile, rooftops glinting beneath Welsh light, waves brushing the promenade below like a painter blending blues into gray. Here, mornings begin with a hush of sea mist, and evenings end with gulls threading the air above a sleepy horizon. Students fill the cafes with rustling papers and dreams. Elderly couples walk the promenade hand in hand, their footsteps marking time beside the sea's eternal rhythm. And somewhere in between, life unfolds slowly. Bookshops with dusty corners, chip wrappers fluttering on the breeze, conversations held in both English and Welsh, where words shift like weather. If you come here, come for the rhythm. Ride the old cliff railway to the summit, where the view humbles even the restless. Visit the National Library of Wales, not just for its books, but for the silence held inside its walls. A sacred kind of hush. Walk the narrow streets, where each pub tells a different story, and every bakery smells faintly of childhood. Try call on a cold day, hearty and quieting. Try Aberystwyth, sweet and speckled, with strong tea. Watch the sky change over the Irish Sea. It will respect the pace. Aberystwyth doesn't rush. It leans back, folds its arms, and waits for you to settle. The university stands watch from a hill, its Gothic spires softened by age and gulls. Below, waves keep writing the same message on the sand. Over and over, never tire the telling. And when the day slips into dusk and the lamps along the seafront blink awake, you may find that something inside you is slowed, too. Because Aberystwyth isn't just a place to visit. It's a place to pause, to exhale, to remember how to be when you're not being pulled. Llangollen is a town stitched into the hills, where river and railway run side by side, and time meanders like the Dee itself, the mountains leaning close, as if to listen, and the air holds a scent of slate and wild thyme. A steam engine whistles in the distance, and for a moment, the present feels distant. The town wears its stories like ivy, woven through stone, whispered from doorways, carved into bridges. The streets are narrow and cobbled, echoing with footfall and faint music drifting from old pubs. Walk along the riverside, where the current sings against the rocks, and the trees dip their fingers into the flow. There's peace here, not in stillness, but in movement that knows where it's going. If you come here, follow the water, cross the ancient bridge where lovers once lingered, and look upstream to the green hills that cradle this place. Visit Plas Newydd, home of the ladies of Llangollen, an eccentric sanctuary of independence and quiet love. Its gardens bloom with stories. Take the canal path toward the aqueduct or board the Heritage Railway, where steam and steel recall a slower kind of travel. Bring a camera, but more importantly, bring stillness. Try Welsh cakes warm from the griddle. Browse the little shops for woolen things and homemade jam. Speak kindly. Move gently. This is a town that listens. And when dusk falls and the river darkens to silver, stand for a moment on the edge of the water. You may hear it, the echo of a train through the trees, the laughter of friends past, the soft hush of hills keeping watch. Llangollen doesn't ask for attention. It simply invites you to stay a while, to walk a little slower, to remember that stories don't always need noise, only a place to unfold. The Pontcysyllte Aqueduct stands like a ribbon of iron and water, a fragile defiance stretched high above the Dee Valley. To look upon it is to see history held in balance, where human ambition and nature meet in quiet dialogue. Its slender arches soar, their reflections rippling in the canal below, while the wind whispers stories of engineers and dreamers who shaped this wonder. Walking across the aqueduct is like crossing a threshold between worlds old and new, earth and sky. Beneath your feet, The narrow canal boats glide silently, as if floating on air, their passage marked only by gentle ripples. The air tastes crisp here, filled with the scent of river and stone. Bird song fills the silence between footsteps. If you come here, come with steady heart and open senses. Take your time crossing the narrow path, feeling the river far below. A reminder of the courage it took to build something so delicate, yet so enduring. Visit the nearby visitor center to learn the stories etched in iron and timber, and wander the towpaths where horses once pulled barges laden with coal and iron. Bring a picnic to enjoy on the grassy banks, and watch the sun paint the aqueduct in golden hues as it dips low. Respect the structure and the water it carries. This is a living monument, still bearing the weight of history and travelers alike. The surrounding landscape is a patchwork of fields and woods, quiet except for the occasional call of a heron or the rustle of leaves. As evening falls, the aqueduct seems to hold its breath, caught between day's fading light and night's gentle embrace. There's a solemn beauty here, a reminder that some creations are meant not to conquer nature, but to honor it, to float lightly, and invite us to marvel at what human hands and hearts can achieve. Crossing Pontcysyllte is more than a journey across water. It's a passage through time, and a quiet celebration of resilience and grace. Pistyll Rhaeadr is the whisper and roar of water set free. This waterfall falls with a quiet power, like a secret told to the rocks, then shared with the forest below. Mist rises from the plunge pool, cool and soft, wrapping the trees in a gentle veil. The air is thick with the scent of earth and wet stone. Walk the path through ancient woodland, where light filters like scattered gems, and every step feels like a discovery. If you come here, listen. Let the steady pulse of falling water steady your own breath. Take care on the slippery stones and stay close to the trails carved by countless footsteps before you. Bring a jacket. The spray kisses the skin with a coolness that surprises. There's a calm here beneath the cascade that invites quiet reflection. Though the falls are wild and fierce, the feeling is one of peace. A reminder that strength and softness can live side by side. And when you leave, you carry the echo of water's song with you, a steady rhythm beneath the rush of your days. Snowdonia is a vast breath held between earth and sky. Its rugged peaks rise like ancient sentinels, weathered and wise, etched against shifting clouds. The wind here is colder, sharper, carrying stories of old battles, wild creatures, and the steady footsteps of those who have walked these paths for centuries. The valleys hold secrets in their shadows. dark pools reflecting jagged rock, and forests thick with whispering leaves. If you come here, come ready to be humbled. Wear sturdy shoes, for the trails can be demanding, but every step reward with views that stir the soul. Respect the fragile wildness. Stay on paths and tread lightly. Listen for the distant call of ravens, the rush of mountain streams, the silence between the sounds. Visit the mountain villages where warmth waits in stone cottages, and stories are shared over mugs of tea. Snowdonia isn't just a place to see, it's a place to feel, to meet the raw beauty of nature, and find a quiet strength within yourself. And when you stand on a peak, breathing in the vastness, know that you are part of a landscape that has shaped time itself and will outlast all footsteps, carrying the memory of your journey long after you have gone. Snowdon rises like a quiet monarch, its peak often cloaked in mist and mystery. To stand at its base is to feel the weight of centuries, of legends whispered in the wind, of footsteps traced by pilgrims and adventurers alike. The mountain slopes shift in color, from deep greens to rocky grays, touched by heather's purple glow in summer. The air thins here, carrying a crispness that sharpens the senses. If you come here, prepare yourself for a journey both physical and spiritual. Choose your path carefully. Some trails are steep and demanding, others gentle and winding. The Snowdon Mountain Railway offers a slower ascent where steam and steel meet sky. Take breaks to listen to the call of birds, the murmur of the wind, the steady beat of your own heart. Dress warmly. Even in summer, the weather changes without warning. At the summit, the view is a silent reward, a panorama that stretches from mountains to sea, a vast, unfolding tapestry. Here, on this peak, you feel small, and yet part of something vast and eternal. As you descend, carry with you the quiet strength Snowdon offers, the memory of a mountain that stands firm, no matter the storms. Penwye Pass is a gateway carved by time, a threshold between valley and mountain. The air here hums with anticipation. Hikers tightening boots, breaths drawn deep, eyes fixed on the path ahead. The stone cottages stand sturdy against the elements, offering a quiet refuge before the climb begins. If you come here, come prepared to step into a world shaped by wind and rock. Trails fan out from this pass, each promising its own challenge and reward. Bring layers. The weather can shift like a whisper. Take a moment to breathe in the sharp scent of pine and cold earth. Watch the light change over the crags, shifting shadows like fleeting memories. Penwye Pass invites you to pause, to gather strength, and to remember that every journey begins with a single step. Here, the mountains wait, patient, enduring, timeless. Caernarfon Castle rises from the earth like a fortress of dreams, its soaring walls and proud towers guarding centuries of stories. The stone is cool beneath your fingers, worn smooth by time and the touch of countless hands. Here, history breathes in every arch and battlement, a silent witness to king's crown, battles waged, and lives live within its shadow. Walk the ramparts and feel the wind carry echoes of voices long gone, mingling with the salt-tinged air from the nearby sea. The castle's colors shift in the changing light, from golden amber at dawn to deep charcoal at dusk. If you come here, come with reverence. Respect the stories carved into every stone, and the spirit of a place that has stood firm through centuries of change. Take time to wander the courtyards, where the cobbles remember footsteps of soldiers and children alike. Visit the museum to glimpse the past, armor gleaming, tapestries faded, tales whispered between displays. Try to imagine the lives that unfolded here, the laughter, the fear, the hope that kept these walls standing. Wear comfortable shoes. The stone paths are uneven but inviting. In the nearby town, enjoy Welsh cakes and hearty stews, and listen for the melody of the Welsh language drifting through the streets. Caernarfon Castle is not just a monument, it's a living memory. And as you leave, the walls seem to watch, holding tight the stories you now carry with you. Because some places don't just tell history, they keep it safe. Criccieth Castle perches high above the sea, a guardian watching over waves and wind. Its ruins hold the salt of countless storms and the quiet resilience of centuries. The stone walls rise rugged and proud, weathered by time yet steadfast against the tide of history. From here, the horizon stretches wide, where sky meets water in an endless dance of blue and gray. Seagulls will overhead, their cries weaving with the ocean song. If you come here, come with a heart ready to listen. Wander the ramparts and imagine the centuries scanning the horizon, the flicker of torches in the dark, the weight of armor under moonlight. Feel the rough texture of stone beneath your hands, and the sharp salt air filling your lungs. The castle's silence speaks volumes, of battles fought, of lives intertwined with this wild coast. Nearby, the town of Criccieth invites you to stroll its quiet streets, where the scent of fresh bread and sea air mingle. Taste the local delicacies, seafood caught fresh and served simply. Wear sturdy shoes, for the paths are steep and uneven, but every step offers a new vista. Bring a light jacket, for the wind can turn cool and brisk even in summer. Respect the fragile beauty of this place. Leave only footprints, take only memories. As the sun sets, the castle casts long shadows, painting the cliffs in warm hues. And as darkness falls, the stars emerge, silent witnesses to centuries of stories. Criccieth Castle is a place where history and nature meet, inviting you to be part of the story still unfolding. Castell Harlech stands like a sentinel against the sky, its weathered stones etched with the passage of time. Perched atop a cliff, it commands sweeping views of sea and land, a place where history and horizon meet. The wind carries whispers of battles and sieges, echoes of those who once called these ramparts home. If you come here, come with steady feet and an open heart. Climb the steep paths that wind through ancient walls. Feel the rough stone beneath your hands and breathe in the salt-tinged air. Take time to linger on the battlements, where the vast expanse of the coastline stretches endlessly. The castle's silence is a quiet conversation between past and present, earth and sky. Nearby, the village of Harlech offers warm hospitality, with cozy pubs and the scent of fresh bread in the air. Try local dishes, rich with tradition and flavor, and listen for the gentle cadence of the Welsh language spoken with pride. Wear comfortable shoes for uneven ground, and bring a jacket. The sea breeze can be brisk. As the day fades, the castle seems to hold its breath, guarding its stories beneath a sky brushed with fading light. Castell Harlech is more than stone and mortar. It is a guardian of memories, standing strong through the ages. The Llyn Peninsula stretches like a quiet arm into the sea, a place where land softens into water and time slows to a gentle rhythm. Rolling hills meet rugged coastlines, and the salt air carries the scent of wildflowers and brine. The light here shifts with the mood of the sky, sometimes soft and hazy, sometimes sharp and clear. If you come here, come ready to wander. Explore hidden coves where waves whisper secrets to smooth stones, and take the winding lanes that thread through sleepy villages. Respect the peace that blankets this place. Quiet voices, gentle steps. Taste the simple pleasures of local seafood, fresh and unadorned, and listen to the gentle lilt of Welsh spoken with warmth and pride. Bring layers for changing weather, and a sturdy pair of shoes for walking the varied terrain. Here, the pace is unhurried. The world hushed to the sound of wind and water. The Llyn Peninsula invites you to breathe deeply, to feel the pull of wild beauty, and to carry its calm with you long after you leave. Ynys Gorgach is a quiet jewel nestled in the gentle arms of the Menai Strait, a small island where time seems to slow, wrapped in the soft embrace of water and sky. Its shores are a patchwork of rocky edges and soft sands, kissed by the tide that weave around like silent dancers. The air carries a faint hint of salt and wild herbs, mingling with the distant call of seabirds. Walking here feels like stepping into a secret, an intimate conversation between earth and sea. If you come here, come with a spirit of reverence and stillness. Access is limited, and that is part of the island's magic, a place preserved away from the rush of modern life. Bring sturdy shoes for wandering the trails carved by generations, and a jacket, for the breeze can be cool even on bright days. Respect the quietude and the fragile ecosystem that thrives here. Leave no trace but the soft echo of your footsteps. Visit the small gardens tended with care, where native plants bloom in subtle colors. Let the gentle lapping of water against stones soothe your mind, and the wide skies remind you of vastness beyond the everyday. Nearby, the view stretches across the strait to the mainland, where hills roll gently under ever-changing skies. Ynys Gorgach invites you to pause, to listen deeply to the rhythms of nature and to the whisper of your own heart. And as you leave, you carry a piece of this quiet island with you, a small treasure held softly in memory, a reminder that sometimes the most profound journeys happen in places that ask us simply to be still. The Menai Suspension Bridge stretches across the shimmering waters of Menai Strait, a marvel of engineering and elegance suspended between two worlds. Its cables curve gracefully, like delicate threads holding the sky and sea together. Walking across this bridge is to feel the pulse of connection between land and land, past and present. Below, the water moves steadily, reflecting the shifting clouds and the slow dance of boats. If you come here, come with curiosity and a gentle pace. Pause midway to take in the view, the rugged coastline unfolding on either side, the distant hills rolling softly into the horizon. Learn the story of Thomas Telford, whose vision and skill brought this bridge to life in the 19th century, transforming travel and trade across these waters. Feel the slight sway beneath your feet, a reminder of the bridge's living strength. Take a moment to breathe in the salty air, mingle with the hum of distant traffic and the call of seabirds. Nearby, the town of Menai Bridge offers warmth and charm, cafes where you can savor local cakes and tea. Wear comfortable shoes and a light jacket. The breeze here can be brisk, even on sunny days. The Menai Suspension Bridge is more than a crossing. It's a symbol of connection and resilience. As you step off the bridge, carry with you the quiet wonder of having walked a link between histories, held up by threads of human ingenuity and nature's enduring beauty. Anglesey unfolds like a tapestry of soft greens and blues, an island where land and sea meet in gentle harmony. Its rolling fields, dotted with wildflowers and ancient standing stones, whisper stories of a time long past. The coastline curves in sweeping arcs, where sandy beaches meet rocky cliffs, and the salt breeze carries the scent of freedom. If you come here, come with open eyes and a patient heart. Explore quiet villages where time seems to slow, and the warmth of local voices invites you into tales of legend and daily life. Walk ancient paths lined with gorse and heather. and pause at holy wells and stone circles that pulse with silent energy. Taste fresh seafood pulled from surrounding waters, and savor the simple pleasures of hearty Welsh fare. Bring layers to embrace sudden changes in weather, and comfortable shoes for wandering both rugged coast and gentle lanes. Anglesey is a place to breathe deeply, to listen closely to the stories woven into its earth and sea. As the sun dips low, painting the sky with hues of amber and rose, you feel the island's quiet pulse, a rhythm as old as time itself. And as you leave, the wind carries a soft farewell, reminding you that some places linger long in the soul. Barmouth Beach stretches wide and welcoming, a ribbon of golden sand kissed by the gentle Welsh sea. The waves rolling with a steady, soothing rhythm, their soft murmur blending with the laughter of families and the distant call of seabirds. Here, the air is salty and fresh, carrying the scent of seaweed and summer sun. If you come here, come ready to slow down. Walk barefoot along the shoreline, feeling the cool, wet sand shift beneath your feet. Let the wind tousle your hair and the salt spray kiss your skin. Explore the quaint town nearby, where friendly faces greet you with warmth and quiet charm. Try a scoop of local ice cream, or savor fresh fish caught that very morning, served simply and with care. Wear layers, for the weather can shift gently from bright sun to soft mist. Bring a picnic, or settle at a seaside cafe and watch the world drift by. Respect the peaceful rhythm of this place. Leave the beach as you found it, with only footprint behind, as the sun dips low, casting long shadows on the sand. The sky bursts into color, a canvas of pinks and golds. Barmouth Beach invites you to breathe in the moment, to remember that sometimes the simplest places hold the deepest peace. And as you turn away, the sea's song follows you, a quiet melody to carry wherever you go. Conwy sits cradled by the waters of the estuary, its medieval walls standing proud as a gateway to the past. The town's narrow streets wind between timber houses and ancient stone, each corner a whisper of stories carried through centuries. The air carries a mingled sense of salt, earth, and wood smoke, and the distant toll of church bells blends with the quiet hum of daily life. If you come here, come with a spirit eager to explore. Walk the town walls, where every step offers sweeping views of sea, mountains, and castle towers. Pause to watch boats drift lazily in the harbor, and let the slow rhythm of this place settle into your bones. Visit local shops where crafts and stories intertwine, and savor traditional Welsh cakes warmed by friendly smiles. Wear comfortable shoes, cobblestones invite careful steps. Respect the quiet dignity of this town. Listen more than you speak, and carry its stories with reverence. As the light softens and the evening draws near, Conwy's castle stands silhouetted against the sky, a timeless sentinel watching over the tides of time. And as you leave, the gentle breeze carries a promise. This place will linger in your heart long after you go. Conwy Castle rises from the earth like a dream carved in stone, its towering walls reaching skyward with a silent strength that has endured for centuries. Every battlement, every arrow slit, whispers tales of medieval life, of knights and kings, of sieges waged and won, of the ceaseless watch over the land and sea. From the castle's heights, the world unfurls in breathtaking panorama. The shimmering estuary below, the patchwork fields stretching to distant hills, and the town cradled beneath ancient walls. The air here is heavy with history and the salt of the nearby sea, carrying echoes of voices long past, mingled with the rustle of leaves and the call of seabirds. If you come here, come with reverence and a mind eager to wander. Trace your fingers along the rough stone. Imagine the clang of armor and the murmur of plodding voices in shadowed chambers. Climb the narrow stairways that wind up the towers and feel the pulse of centuries beneath your feet. Pause on the battlements to drink in the vastness, the meeting of land and water, sky and stone, past and present. Wear sturdy shoes, for the paths are uneven and steep. Bring a jacket, as the sea breeze can be brisk even on sunny days. Respect the castle's fragile beauty and the stories it holds. Leave only footprints. Take only the quiet awe of standing in a place where history still breathes. Nearby, the town invites gentle exploration. Cobbled streets, cozy cafes, and the scent of fresh bread lingering in the air. Taste traditional Welsh fare, hearty and simple, and listen for the soft Welsh language spoken with pride and warmth. As the day wanes, the castle silhouette softens in the golden light, and the weight of centuries feels lighter, more like a warm embrace. Conwy Castle is not merely stone and mortar. It is a living memory, a bridge to a past that continues to shape the present. And as you leave, carry with you the quiet strength of this place, a reminder that some stories never fade, but live on in the hearts of those who listen. Llandudno stretches along the crescent of its Victorian promenade, a place where sea breezes mingle with the echoes of bygone eras. The town's elegant architecture and bustling pier hold a gentle charm, inviting visitors to stroll slowly, savoring both history and the present moment. The sound of waves lapping against the shore blends with distant laughter and the soft clatter of seaside amusements. If you come here, come with an open heart and curious feet. Walk the pier and watch the endless horizon stretch out, where the sea meets sky in a quiet conversation of blues and grays. Explore the quaint streets lined with cafes, shops, and galleries, each holding whispers of the town's rich heritage. Take a ride on the Great Orme Tramway or hike to the summit, where panoramic views unfold like a living painting. Rolling hills, sparkling sea, and the town nestled below. Wear comfortable shoes and layers, for weather can shift quickly near the coast. Try the local delicacy, the Welsh rarebit, served warm and hearty in cozy eateries. Respect the pace here. It is a place to savor, not rush. Mind the gentle etiquette of the locals, who cherish their town's tranquility and traditions. As evening falls, the lights along the promenade twinkle like stars brought to earth, and the scent of salt air wraps around you like a soft shawl. Llandudno holds a gentle magic, a harmony of sea, history, and heart. And as you leave, the memory of the seaside town lingers like a soft melody, inviting you back whenever you need to find a moment of peace. Aber Falls rushes down the rugged hillsides like a silver ribbon unspooling into the wild. The water crashes with a raw, untamed energy, sending mist into the cool air that carries the scent of moss and earth. Surrounded by ancient woodlands, the falls feel like a secret carved by nature's hand, a place where time stands still amid the roar. If you come here, come with respect for the wildness that pulses in every rock and ripple. Wear sturdy shoes for the gentle hike through winding paths that lead you closer to the cascade's heart. Bring a jacket, as the spray cools the air and the woods hold shadows even in sunlight. Pause often to listen. The steady drum of water, the rustle of leaves, the soft call of birds hidden in the canopy. If you wish, dip your fingers into the clear pools, feeling the mountains pulse in the chill of the stream. Take nothing but memories and leave only footprints. Aber Falls is a place to breathe deeply, to let the power of nature wash away the noise of everyday life. As the sun filters through the trees, painting light on water and stone, you feel the quiet strength of the land, ancient and enduring. And as you walk away, the sound of the falls lingers in your mind, a wild heartbeat that echoes long after you leave. Rill hums softly on the edge of the sea, a town where salt air blends with the gentle buzz of everyday life. The shoreline stretches wide, where sands meet the restless waves in an endless dance. The promenade invites quiet walks beneath wide-open skies, and the distant laughter of children mingles with the call of seagulls. If you come here, come with a light step and open heart. Explore the small shops and cafes that the town, offering warm smiles and the comfort of simple pleasures. Taste freshly caught seafood or enjoy a warming cup of tea, letting the calm rhythm of this coastal town settle inside you. Wear layers to embrace the shifting coastal breeze and bring a sense of ease to match the town's gentle pace. Respect the quiet charm here. Listen to the stories whispered by the sea and the streets alike as the sun sinks low, painting the sky in soft pastels. Rill's peaceful spirit wraps around you like a comforting shawl. And as you leave, carry with you the softness of this place, a gentle reminder that sometimes beauty lies in quiet moments by the sea. Denbigh Castle rises on a hill, a stoic silhouette against the ever-changing Welsh sky. Its weathered stones hold stories of battles fought and lost, of kings and rebels, of the passage of time carved deep into its walls. From the ramparts, the countryside unfolds in gentle waves of green, fields and forests stretching toward distant horizons under vast, open skies. If you come here, come with a quiet mind and steady step. Walk the uneven paths with care, feeling the weight of history beneath your feet. Pause to imagine the lives once lived within these walls. The echoes of voices long gone, the soft clatter of armor, the whispered plans in shadowed halls. Wear sturdy shoes and dress for the brisk winds that sweep across the hilltop. Bring a camera or notebook if you wish, but mostly bring presents to soak in the silence between stones. Respect the fragile beauty of the ruins. Leave no trace but wonder. Nearby, the town of Denbigh offers a gentle welcome, with its market square and quiet streets that hum with everyday life. As the sun dips low, casting golden light across the castle, you feel the deep connection between past and present here. And as you leave, the memory of Denbigh lingers, a silent song of strength and endurance in the passage of time. The Prince of Wales Bridge arches gracefully over the flowing water, a modern marvel bridging not just land but stories and histories. Its steel frame glints softly under the shifting sky, reflecting light like a ribbon woven between earth and air. From the bridge, the river below rushes steady and sure, carrying whispers of distant hills and ancient valleys. If you come here, come with a sense of wonder for the blend of past and present. Pause mid-span to feel the hum of movement beneath your feet. the breeze weaving stories through the cables and beams. Notice how the bridge connects more than places. It links communities, memories, and the enduring pulse of this land. Wear comfortable shoes for walking and a jacket for the often brisk wind. If you cross by day, watch how sunlight dances on the water's surface. By night, the bridge transforms into a shimmering beacon, its lights tracing graceful lines against the darkened sky. Respect the safety rules and the quiet dignity of this crossing. And as you leave, carry with you the image of this bridge, a symbol of connection, strength, and the promise of journeys yet to come. The journey through Wales comes to a close, but the echoes of its landscapes and stories remain with you. From the ancient stones of castles to the wild rush of waterfalls, each place holds a quiet magic woven from earth, water, and sky. The gentle hum of towns, the whispered legends carried on the wind, and the soft footsteps of those who came before all linger in the air. May you carry these moments with you, not as souvenirs, but as living memories that stir your heart and open your mind. And as the road stretches onward, remember that every journey is also a homecoming. For Wales is not just a place on a map, but a feeling, an invitation to wander deeply, to listen closely, and to come away changed.